Hi, I'm Tammy T. Patton, one of your Clinton Township trustees. Welcome to my show where I talk with people from our community. During our conversations, you'll learn all about these men and women and their unique experiences. So join me now for Talking with Tammy T. So today I have the pleasure of sitting down with Alan Stockwell, and we're going to discuss about your gym you have, correct?
Yes.
I do want to let the audience know that you also are one of our Clinton Township firefighters. You are a captain.
Yes.
With CTFD.
Yes.
But you have such a uniqueness about yourself that I saw in the paper that caught me, that I honestly didn't know about. So this is me being aware and making the community aware. Tell us about you and what you do, your ownership of the gym.
My wife and I have a small facility on Moravian at Harrington, Health Targeted Solutions. We've been there at September. We'll start our 10th year that we've been open for business. We dealt with a lot of different people losing weight, people coming in after rehab, surgeries, and continuing on their journey. We've always welcomed veterans from all branches, but lately we seem to just be more former military have been coming in, just happened to be in the area, saw it, wanted to start moving better and feeling better. So it just hit me one day after speaking to one of our one of our Coast Guard retirees. He's 74, never worked out in his life, but has a list that's probably as long as your arm of injuries that he dealt with from his time in the Coast Guard. So after working with him for a few months, and then a couple other veterans, chopper pilots, my brother was 30 years in the Marine Corps and deals with a lot of stuff too. But through their injuries and any kind of mental issues they might be struggling with, we've found after a couple months of working and speaking with these few gentlemen that they see a big difference in not only getting out of bed in the morning and feeling better and wanting to come in and actually work out, because they saw that they were starting to move better and it was making them feel better mentally because they were able to, whether it's using a sledgehammer or punching our bag that we have in there, it was helping them to relieve some stress that might still be hanging around from their time, or just day-to-day stress.
Yes.
But when he told me about his trip, he came back from vacation, Jack is his name, and talked about how he was able to move and climb stairs, and he was moving from the top to the bottom of the boat, no problem at all, for the first time in years. That made me reach out to Veteran Services and a few other places in the area, Macomb Community College, their veterans program, to try and get more knowledge, let people know what we were doing, that we wanted to focus more on veterans and everything that they're dealing with, and get them in and show them that we can help them move better, feel better, and have another source of outlet for them on top of what they're doing with Veteran Services.
I think the uniqueness of that, though, is that you understand that you have to modify different exercises, right?
Right.
It's not me going to the gym as a veteran. It's like looking at the gym is kind of intimidating. I can't do those machines. I can't do a lot of that, right? So, but I need the strengthening, and then it's mobility issues. So you deal with that very well, and you don't have like machines. I got my husband and I and daughter got to come to your gym, which I love. And I was supposed to start Monday, which you didn't say which Monday, so we don't know which Monday that is.
Right.
But so tell us, like, what do you do differently? I mean, I saw the big tire, you have the bands hanging down. So what is it that makes yours different when you're working with people who need modifications, and the differences in how we are geared towards treating people?
Well, we try to, first and foremost, we sit down and talk about any kind of chronic injuries that an individual might have, chronic injuries or health issues, medical issues. And we get that all out in the open and in front. Then we would sit down and go through the gym and do a few, kind of like an assessment. But it's, if somebody hasn't worked out in a while, it would be like a little bit of a workout as we assess and see what range of motion I might have, what can we do, what can't we do, and I make note of that, and then we build a program out based on that. So I don't have a lot of machines because we want to do real life movement. So whatever we do in the gym should improve what we're doing out in the real world. And machines tend to not allow that because it's not real movement.
Right.
So I try to pay a little bit more attention to the detail of how joints are moving. Okay. If the spine is straight, if one side's weaker than the other, maybe it's a muscle imbalance, maybe it's due to a previous injury. So then we can sit and target that. Yeah. So if there's ever any rehab, we don't rehab a person, but we continue on. If somebody went through rehab, we can continue that program on and do similar exercises and workouts that will hopefully, over a period of time, help to continue to correct whatever was injured in that process.
Okay. What got you started? What made you open a gym here in Clinton Township?
I've been a firefighter for 21 years, firefighter paramedic here in the township. 21 years. My wife's been police for 30 years now. And we wanted to do something in the community. We didn't want to go outside of the township. We wanted to try and help our community get stronger and healthier. So we're right down we started training out of our house. We were training out of our house for about 5 years and got a little bit busy for the neighborhood and found our spot, right down the street. We both grew up in the area, so we frequented it, the Renner Center when it was Renner Center a lot growing up. And it was kind of the perfect spot, dead center on the township. Easy to get to from just about anywhere.
It is.
And, we have an older community, a lot of senior housing and stuff like that in the area, since we have 2 trauma centers. So we felt like we could make a bigger impact here than moving out to, north to younger, higher cost of living areas. We felt we could make more progress here.
More progress, the biggest impact, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. And now with working with Veteran Services, they used to have a program 4 or 5 years ago where they were working out of another facility, and Monica is the one that runs that portion of it, Monica Alderman, and she said the vets loved it. There was a lot of good feedback on it. Some of it got a little advanced, but we're going to keep that at bay. We're going to start on August 16th, on Friday, August 16th, and just for vets.
Just for vets, okay.
And then we'll do something else down the road for vets and their families. But we're going to start with this on Fridays from 12 to 2.
Now, what will you be doing? Is this your first time doing this for veterans?
This one, on the 16th, that'll be our first time.
Now, is there a cost for it or no?
No cost for this. It's all through Vet Services, so there's no fee for that. We'll basically come in at 12, and depending on how many people we have, people will be able to mingle with each other, and it'll just be vets, so it'll be people that may have been through similar situations or are currently going through similar situations. So hopefully that will get people to feel a little bit more comfortable with it. We'll assess kind of each person and see what they can and can't do, and then we'll adjust the workout accordingly. We'll just do a group workout to each person's needs and build it that way.
So what if you get this influx of vets? Like, oh my God, here's 50 people. What do we do?
We've got plenty of room for it. So we've got a big giant field out behind the building that we've done lots of workouts back there. And the more the merrier. It would be great if we can get my wife in there training again too. She would have no problem with that. Though I don't know if they want her training. If they would like me better than her.
Yes. More brutal.
I have a little more sympathy than she does.
Oh, okay. So, we just want you right now.
So the goal would be to help, again, create a safe place where people know that they can come and be with other people that have been through similar, and build a program to help progress that we can live healthier, more easy moving lives.
Right. It does make it harder, especially when you can't move like whatever normal looks like now to people. And,
Right.
of course, the older you get, then there's always that. But as veterans, we already had beat our bodies up.
Yes.
And we pay for it years later. And it does wear on you mentally. So once you can get established in moving and strengthening and core exercises, it does make you feel a lot better mentally and physically.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, and that's a huge component. So
yeah, a lot of endorphins just from movement and lifting weight, picking up heavy stuff and setting it down. It's 80 to 90% mental,
Right.
and the brain is strong. And it can
stronger than the body.
it'll shut your body will shut down long before your mind
brain
will. If your mind lets it, it can go on forever. And most people that have been in the military, especially who've seen combat, have they know that.
Right.
So
That's true.
yeah, so we want to make sure that we build that program so they start to feel better and they can move better, and it makes every other aspect of their life just a little bit better.
Now, I heard you say you had like some males in there in terms of some of your client base right now that are veterans. Do you have any females?
Not military. We have a big group of teachers. They got their own combat disorders.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But right now, I don't have any female military. But I'm welcome. They're welcome just like everybody else. So probably 70% of my clientele are female. I do have the male side is growing, but yeah, the 5 people I have military are all males right now.
Okay, I love to see the female part, girl. So I'm just getting that information out to people. So
Yeah,
especially our ladies,
get
so
in
our
there.
veterans. Yeah. Not saying we're stronger than anybody else, but we. Yeah.
Oh.
Just don't say anything. You might go down the whole rabbit hole. Don't do it. But no, I would like to see that, and I'll be coming to you as well. I wanted to train with you versus trying to go to another gym and say, okay, I need a personal trainer, and then they have no idea how to work with
Right,
veterans.
it's a little less intimidating just coming. We're not a big box gym.
Right.
We're not trying to set records for the area. We just want to get better for that person to get better, to get stronger, and to move forward.
With their lives.
Whatever moving forward is for that person,
Right.
it's different for everybody. It's not
is.
always, I'm not concerned about weight loss. I want to move better. I want to feel better.
Yes.
And typically if we're doing that, weight will come off anyway.
All right.
We want to make sure we're good food, good sleep, and movement is
Do you help with
key.
nutrition?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I work with a dietitian that we can build custom programs to each person. It'll tell you what to eat, how much to eat, when to eat it. It'll spit out a shopping list for you, recipes.
Okay.
So it'll do anything short of chewing it up and putting it in your mouth.
Oh, okay. Can you have chocolate?
That's different.
I know, just said, I was like, can they cook it too? You said anything short of putting it in your mouth, but will they cook it? No.
We got room for expansion. We'll see how it goes.
See, that's what. Are there cheat days? No. Everybody always talks
I
about a
always try
cheat
to put it
day.
as 80-20. If you're right 80% of the time, if you're on target 80% of the time, then you should be able to hit any goal that you want. 20% of the time, we don't expect perfection, just consistency. If you're doing anything consistently, you will see progression, no matter what it is, if it's physical or mental.
Right.
Just be consistent.
But no, I'm really looking forward to that and getting that information out. I was really glad you reached out to Macomb County veterans. I know Laura over there is phenomenal. So, and then I saw you in the paper and I'm like, I didn't even know your gym was there. And so that's on me. There's so many things in the township, but I think that's just so unique to me to have this type of atmosphere where veterans are welcome and then they're trained properly and everything like that for their exercising program. So
yeah, we feel it's important. A lot of life is given up for the country, and sometimes afterwards people are forgotten.
Very much so.
We want to make sure that we can do the little that we can. If we can touch and help to correct a few things for some, then that's good.
It is.
And then we'll get their families involved too, because it's not just about that particular vet, the families.
It affects the family.
Just like firefighters and police, it's not just about the person who's punching in. It affects everybody in that house.
That's true.
So we want to make sure that we can cater to everybody. So we've got a good, strong core group of people that have been trained with me for a while. That if 50 and more come, that I have people that can help
out.
too.
Okay.
So it's there's other people there besides me that can be of assistance. But we want to make sure we get the word out and let people know what we're doing.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you came today so we can help get the word out.
Absolutely.
It's important. And we have a lot of veterans in our community in Macomb County, period. And again, sometimes we're forgotten. Sometimes we're invisible to people. And I'm like, nope, we're still here. And it's just not that same caring attitude as back in the day, for some veterans. But we're trying to get there. And I think it's important to do so that we don't forget.
Absolutely, yes.
So thank you for coming out. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think we kind of covered a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I said, we're trying to cater to a little bit of everybody. We want to deal with vets and their families. Okay. We're starting out with this Friday program, and then we'll expand it from there.
That'll be awesome.
And see what people like.
Well, thank you, Al. Thank you for the information, and thanks so much
for
what you're doing
me.
for our veterans. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It was great seeing you.
Great, same here.
Thanks.